they are a family again,
What does the title mean?
A Shana Maydel means a pretty girl.
Huh.
And it's something that the mother always said to the younger daughter, Shana Maydel or Shana Maydela. And the sisters, kind of remember that together, that, yeah, Mama used to call you that, a Shana Maydel. Yeah. So it's, yeah, that's what it means. And everybody's like, what does that mean?
Now we know.
Yes.
And how did you find a Shana Maydel? You read a lot of plays. And
actually, the woman, Dawn Truax, who directed The 100 Dresses, when we were talking about our upcoming season, and she's like, have you ever seen or read a Shana Maydel? And I was like, no. And she said, she had seen it maybe 10 years ago or more. And she said she still, she said it was so impactful on her. And so I was like, all right. So I got a copy and read it and passed it around to the play reading committee. And we all said, yeah, we haven't done anything like this before. It's definitely, I can definitely see why it stuck with her 10 years later, much like Columbine has stuck with me too. So.
When did you begin the whole process? Was it in the summer?
Oh, for a Shana Maydel?
Yes.
How
long does it normally take?
Well, we had auditions in October for both of our shows.
Okay.
But we just started rehearsing in December 1st. So usually we rehearse, about it's usually like a 4-week period, because there's also the time off for the holidays. So give them a little bit of a break there. So with professional theater, it's usually 3 to 4 weeks and you got to go up. So it's a quick turnaround. So we are working hard on it.
Yeah, it's coming along so far, so good.
Absolutely.
Got a good cast.
I love my cast. They are amazing. They are going to take the audience on quite a ride for sure. There's definitely, it's heartfelt moments, poignant moments, and then there's some funny moments too, as every drama still needs to have some funny moments in there. But I think it's one of those family dynamic pieces where I think everyone will recognize someone in there, like, oh, that's my dad, or yeah, that's how my mom was, or yeah, me and my sister were like that too, or whatever, so I think it's nice because you'll recognize some of those family dynamics regardless of what ethnicity you are. Do
you have speakers ready for the talkback section?
I do. I have a woman who was a hidden child during World War II. Really cool. Lovely woman. And I also have another woman who both of her parents were Holocaust survivors. And she also lectures at the Holocaust Museum from time to time. And she feels it's really important to share their stories and continue to let people know that, these things really did happen. And, to be able to, it's not firsthand or secondhand for her, but be able to say that she knows, this is what her parents went through. And they actually met in the concentration camp and fell in love and survived. And so I can't wait to hear some of her stories, I'm sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want people to know about the play?
Well, other than the dates and things like that.
Yes. When?
So, when? January 10th through 19th. And our 2 talkbacks are following our Sunday matinees. So the first one is on January 12th, and then the second one is on our closing Sunday, January 19th. And actually, the January 19th date is almost sold out. So if you want to come to one of those talkbacks, definitely book your tickets.
Definitely. Got to check it out. For you, what makes good theater?
For me personally, I want to still be thinking about it the next day and talking about it. Something that stays with you. I want to be taken into that world, whatever that world is, while I'm watching it. But I think something that sticks with you so that, you're walking away talking about it, you're in the car talking about it, even the next morning you might be like, I was thinking about this. So to me, something that stays with you that makes you think. I think that's what makes good theater for me.
And the next show?
The next show is called Boy Gets Girl. And it's about a young professional woman who gets fixed up on a blind date, and her date does not understand that this is not working out. And I don't want to give too much away.
Okay, this is just a little hint.
Yeah, but it definitely addresses lots of issues around the different expectations of men and women in the dating scene, and what's right for each of those. Lots of stereotypes, and it's a really interesting play. I'm really excited. I have a great cast lined up for that one too. So
already awesome.
Yes.
Is there a possible third show this season, or is it just going to stick to the 2-show formula for now?
There is possible. We have applied to the Tampa Fringe Festival again this year. The Fringe Festival is done by lottery, so that's a total, you kind of don't necessarily have a say in that, but you do submit. And we actually submitted an original work, which would be a family play for the Fringe. So I'm very excited. I hope that we get to share that with the audiences here. If not, we'll find another way to get that one out. But
so is that where you see the theater going in the future? Possibly original productions also?
We did one other original last year in the Fringe Festival as well. Thank you notes. And it's possible. I think there's something to be said for getting new work out there. And I do have playwrights from time to time who email me new scripts to take a look at for consideration. I think if you can, it's a great, it's helping a playwright out, right? Who maybe it's their first chance to get an opportunity to have their voice heard too.
Sure. Are you writing anything?
Well, I will be helping on the one for the Fringe. Okay. It was sort of an idea that came many years ago from a camp that I taught of students. And I told the students, one day, this is going to be a play, because they did a scene and it was really interesting and good. And I was like, one day you're going to see this. It's going to be a play. And they're like, okay, cool. They were all excited. And that idea has been sort of rattling around for many, many years. And I was like, we need to do this. So I'll be helping to write that one. Yes.
That's great. All right. Do you think we all have an artist inside of us?
I think we do. I think we're all performers in one way or another, whether you realize it or not. I used to teach a little bit of theater of the oppressed with my 7th graders, and Augusta Boal was a big believer that we're all performers, we're all actors. And I thought, that's really interesting. And his idea was, well, yeah, you act differently with your mother than you do with your boss, than you do with your boyfriend. And, you have different sides of your personality that you show them, and you act differently. And he's like, we're all we're all actors in the world. And I'm like, that's really interesting. So yeah, I do think we all have some form of artistic talent, whether it's writing, whether it's singing, whether it's playing an instrument. I think that's part of what makes us human, is the artistic ability that we have, painting, whatever it is. Yeah, we all have, I think, something in us that feeds our soul a little bit.
I always harken back. Cave drawings.
Yeah.
We started that far back.
Absolutely. And song, they used to, that's how traditions and their history got passed down, was through song, so.
It isn't all of us. Any advice for actors, performers, producing artistic directors?
I don't know if I can give advice on that. That's still something I'm figuring out. Actors, I don't know. For actors, take a chance, take a risk, I think that's with anything in life. If you want something, you need to go for it. And you can't, don't hold back. If you want something, go for it.
Now, would you have said this to yourself back when you were younger instead of going to work for Subway? Or do you think that was a necessary step to this journey?
That's interesting too. Yeah. I wish I would have, at that time in my life, graduating high school, and I was, 17. I don't think I had the confidence at that time to say to my parents, well, okay, if you're not going to support me, that's okay. I'm going to do it on my own. At that point in my life, I don't think I was strong enough to do that. So I think perhaps you're right. The journey that I took made me a stronger person, and gave me different skills that I have that I wouldn't necessarily have had. And so that when I went back to school, it was on my terms, for what I wanted to still do, and I knew it hadn't changed from high school to 17 years later, so.
Very important. How can people connect with you in Innovative Theater online?
Yes, we have a website. It's www.innovativetheater.org. And it's INNOVOCATIVE. And it's theater with an RE, the British way.
Wonderful.
And we also have a very active Facebook and Instagram page. So especially when it's close to production time, we have all kinds of ticketing information there, as well as on our website. And then they can also buy tickets through Stageworks Theater, because they handle the ticketing for us as well. But there's a link on our website too. So either way, you can get to ticketing. They can connect and message me that way, or email me through the website as well. We post there about upcoming auditions and, everything like that. When we need volunteers for things, we will post as well.
Absolutely. So go check them out. Check out the show. Get your tickets. Hurry up. Don't want to miss it. And of course, the final question: why does art matter?
Why does art matter? It matters because I think I kind of alluded to this earlier, but I think it's what sets us apart from animals. It what makes us human. It allows us to express ourselves in ways that sometimes words just aren't enough, maybe.
You got to take that elevator ride back up.
That's right.
Love it. Best success on the play. Go check it out, people. Got to go visit Innovative Theater. Thank you so much for connecting with me again. It was great seeing you again. And
thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Best of luck with the theater, and just keep on doing what you're doing, because your art matters.
Thank you so much.
Yes, definitely great having Staci on the show. Nice to connect with another person I met at that Tampa Bay Theatre networking event. hopefully we could get more of them on here. But it was great having her on. I was trying to get her on earlier, but